Hello, today I will be presenting the project we did for our major design experience. The project we made is a social networking Android app called Foodies. I will give you a brief introduction of the app and then gives you a demo of what it's capable of. I will first start with the motivations for this project. We think that making friends can be hard for people who are in a new environment. For example, people who just moved to a new city or new neighborhood, or students who are new to a school. Being in an unfamiliar environment can be nerve-wracking, and this could intimidate some people to make friends at first. Also, we find that even for some people who are willing to make the first step to meet new people and make new friends, it can be difficult and frustrating because they don't know where they can meet new people who share similar interests, and there's a lack of occasions and platforms to explore different interest groups. The idea behind our app is to connect people with similar taste in food. We choose food as an entry point for people to get together and socialize. The reasons we choose food is that we think nothing brings people together like good food, and a good dining experience presents a social opportunity for sharing and creates a good occasion for making new friends.
Now I'll walk you through the software with our main persona. Now let's assume my name is Peter. I'm 22 years old, I'm a traveler, and I'm single. I travel like 2 to 3 times each month. I have no specific region in which I travels, and I always visit places I have never visited before. And say I really want to make new friends and try local restaurants for every place that I go to. So I'm looking for a really convenient way for this, I guess, goal to happen. I want to connect with other like-minded people who want to also try local food. They can be, I guess, local people or just people that's also traveling there like me. However, I'm having the problem that it is really difficult to find friends to eat with because there isn't really an application that does this job. And just yesterday, I found this app online that's called Foodies, and let me give it a try. Now, let me open this app and Foodies. Oh, I can go on with my Facebook account. Let me try that and continue. There we go. Ooh, very effective.
There are two ways a user can log into Foodies, either by using their Facebook account or by creating a new account on the app. To allow logging in via Facebook, we use Facebook Graph API to get the user's information. We registered the app on Facebook developer website and associated package name and default class with Facebook. We use Maven to download Facebook login SDK. Then we generated a SHA 512 key to ensure the authenticity of the interactions between Foodies and Facebook.
Now, let me try another way. Let me just simply make a new account. Let my username be Peter123, and here's my image email. And let me just make a very simple password. Let me put on a picture, and hello, foodies will be my introduction. Create account and email verification. Let me go to my email, click on the link, and okay, here's the login page. Peter123, password, login. Oh, there we go.
To create a new account, users should enter a username, a real email, a password, and profile photos. We access the stored media for photo. The email should be active because once the account is created, users will get an email with a verification link. They can log in after verifying their email. We implemented email verification on parse. We applied asynchronous programming to make sure profile image uploading is not blocking by other program operations.
I'm currently in New York, And let me just look for something really close so I can maybe get to a restaurant as soon as possible. And here, let me see. Oh, from the map distance, these restaurants are really close to me and are ordered in that way.
When the user enters the app, the first page they will see is the Discover page, which lists the nearby restaurants. We are using the Yelp Fusion API to get the restaurant data, and the restaurant cards are ordered following Yelp's recommendation. Each card shows the summary of each restaurant, such as its name, address, distance from the user, etc. The way we get the user location is first we ask for user permission for first-time user. Then we implement location listener to record new location when location is changed. Finally, we call Yelp with the last known location geopoint.
Now, let me look for some French food around my location. And here's a list of French restaurants around me. So I changed my mind and I want to eat some burgers for some quick food. And here I got another list of burgers.
You can search for restaurants with any keywords that Yelp supports. We implemented search wheel for the layouts and retrofit for communicating with the API, getting data back and creating the restaurant class. Android allows us to use the search functionality in our application by displaying the search wheel widget either in the toolbar or action bar or inserting it into a layout. Search wheel is a widget that provides a user interface for user to enter a search query and submit a request to a search provider. It shows a list of query suggestions or results if available and allows the user to pick suggestion or result to launch into. Retrofit is a REST client for Java and Android, allowing to retrieve and upload JSON via REST base. You can configure which converters are used for the data serialization, and we use retrofit framework in our application to authenticate and interact with APIs and model the restaurant class. This is an animation that gives you an overview of how to join the groups. When you click on a restaurant, it takes you to the restaurant detail view where you can see more information about the restaurant and the groups that have been created under the restaurant. You can choose to join a group and see who's already in the group. Here we use parse backend. It enables it's a query parse to get a list of groups that belong to this restaurant and not for. Also, it keeps track of max and current number of members in a group. It also keeps track of group and the member status, and this ensures that our users will not join a group twice. And we also use fragment transactions with bundle features, which enables us to navigate to different pages with existing information and saves users time through avoiding to make repeated API calls. 不用暂停。
Now, let me create quickly a new group so I can find some friends that would like to join me real quick. Let me name my group Movie Night and the Poet Society. And let it be 5 people and quickly waste the time. You can see my picture and all the group I created.
If you don't find existing groups interesting or the date and the time don't work for you, you can choose to create a new group and you will be the group leader. you will see a date and the time picker, which allows you to select when you want to meet with your group, as long as you finish the information needed. And then you could submit the form by hitting confirm. And system will inform you that you have successfully joined the group that you created.
Now let me look at my event. Oh, I see 2 people joining me. And let me go to the chat and oh, here's our chat. This looks very great.
For our app, we decided to use fragments with a bottom navigation bar because in our app, we have 3 main parts: the restaurants, the groups, and the user profiles. We can clearly separate and navigate among these functionalities by implementing fragments with a bottom navigation bar. So on the main page of the groups fragments, all groups that are either created or joined by the current user are displayed and are ranked by their join or creation date. This main page serves as a gateway to each group chat.
Now let me open up my event and my group chat. And let me just say hi to my group members. And I believe he's getting it on the other end because he's giving me a response in the group chat. Great. Seems everything is working as intended.
Each group will have its own group chat room. The live group chat is implemented through the parse server live query, where we need to activate a dedicated subdomain to listen for changes in the database. So chats are updated only when necessary, which avoids wasting resources to refresh all the time. We have implemented different chat layouts to distinguish between the current user and the other group members.
Now let me go to my profile page and let me add my new dinner photo on there with a caption. I love New York City. Ooh. And let me post that real quick so my friends can see my post.
So we think the profile page is important. Before you join a group, you can first check out group members' profile pages, which display their basic information and show a great view of their posts. So you have a sense of who the group members are and hopefully no creepy people, so you can decide to join the group. Fetching photos from local albums can be done by making external calls to the phone's Android OS system.
Now, let me change something about my profile. First, let me change my profile photo to a more recent photo of me. And also, just for privacy, I want to temporarily stop sharing my location with group members. After that, let me just quickly log out.
So on the profile edit page, you can choose to update your profile photo or change your bio. There's also a privacy setting, which is important. It will allow the user to choose whether to share their location with other group members. And there's also a logout button that's implemented through an alert dialog to double check if the user really wants to log out or not. It redirects to the login page after logging out.
Now, I want to try something more straightforward. Let me just open the map and see if I can find all the events, all the restaurants, and all my friends there. And it seems like I can. Not only I can see the restaurants on the map, I can also see the meetings I have joined and their future location on the map, as well as my friends who are willing to share their location. I can also see them on the map. This is really convenient for me.
So we have implemented map wheels for each of the main functionalities: restaurants, groups, and group members. To implement the map wheel, we use the Google Map API by using the Map SDK. We customize different info windows for restaurants, groups, and members. We also develop an auto zoom function where the map will automatically adjust and zoom in to accommodate all markers on the map. This is also where the user privacy setting comes in. If you disallow sharing your information, your profile will not be visible on the map by other group members. And moving forward, here's some optional user stories that we would like to build as the next steps for our app. So the first is display user past visits to the restaurants. Secondly, allow group members to rate and leave comments on each other after the meet. Allow group leaders to decide whether to admit an applicant into the group. Allow group leader to enter the total bill amount and split bill between group members. finally add more styling to make the app more polished and interactive. We had some challenges when building the project, and we learned some lessons from it. The first challenge we had is planning is hard. Planning and designing is very time consuming at first because it's hard to estimate the scope and difficulties of the project for a group that doesn't have much experience. So to solve that, we adopted agile mindset and used sprints to build minimal viable app first before adding incremental additions. This allows us to have deliverables early on to get feedback. The second challenge we had is the long ramp-up time for members. Because our team is compressed with members of different technical backgrounds and experience levels, and some are very unfamiliar with app development, ramp-up time on the tech stack is long, which hurts progress. So we try to solve this by initially assigning tasks based on team members' skill sets, but make sure everyone gets exposed to the common tech stack used in the project later on. There's also communication overhead. So because we're a team of 5 who all had other commitments besides these projects, there is communication overhead, which can create confusion, which leads to mistakes. So in order to alleviate this, we have dedicated communication channels for separated issues. For example, general development questions are directed to Slack, and more formal issues reports are filed on GitHub. We also have weekly group meetings, which is a good occasion to make sure everyone is on the same page. Thanks for watching. We hope you like our app.